So if you've ever tried to save money by waiting right to the end of your pay cycle to put whatever's left in your checking account into your savings and using that as a method of saving money, you'll find that two things will most likely happen. One is there's no money there. You've spent up all the money that's left. You've spent up all the money from your paycheck, and you actually don't have any money to save. Therefore, you've got to just scrape by until you get to the next paycheck. Or two, whatever money that is left in there, you're going to be really tempted to actually spend that money. Maybe if there's $50 or $100 left in there, you start thinking, I might as well treat myself to that, do a nice meal right before that paycheck comes in. I might as well pay for that concert ticket, or I might as well, spend that last $50, on, those pair of shoes that I always wanted. It's not a big deal. It's only $50. I'll start saving next week. So if that is you, in this video today, we are going to go over 3 really easy tips that's actually going to help you build up really good habits with your money, and also help you build that savings account up a little bit quicker. Hey guys, welcome back to the Money with Marcus channel, where we do make videos just talking about personal finance and investing, and just really helping you take control of your financial future. Now, before we do move on to the first tip, do remind you to like the video, subscribe down below. It really helps the channel. Click the share button if you haven't already. But let's move on to that first one. So the first tip to actually helping you build up your savings account and helping you save money easier is a concept called pay yourself first. Now, you might have come across this, or you might have already heard this, but the reason why you hear this quite often, it's a very effective concept. And simply all that means is before you pay anything, before you pay any bills, you pay yourself first. So you transfer a portion of your income into your savings account the first thing you do with your money. Now, this concept actually really stems from the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, which is really a story about how a man became rich in Babylon and how the king wanted him to teach the rest of Babylon how he achieved his wealth. The pay yourself first concept is really simple. You take 10% of your gross income, and you move that into your, you take 1/10 of all your earnings, or 10% of your gross income, and you move that into your savings account first, the very first thing you do. And so how I go about doing that is, I've actually got an automatic payment set up, so to whereby every time my wages or my pay comes in, I get an automatic transfer directly into my savings account, and that's 10% of my gross income gone. And then whatever money I'll have left in my checking account, I'll actually then use that as to budget for the fortnight or the week, or however long your pay cycle is. Now, I know it seems like 10% is a lot. However, you will find that you won't even miss that 10%. It's gone. It's out of sight, out of mind. You won't even realize it's gone, and you are going to find a way to live off whatever's left. This is a really good and really effective way to build your savings account, and it avoids that issue I mentioned earlier in the video, whereby you wait to the end and you hope there's money left in your account, or you wait to the end and you try to fight off temptation of spending that last bit of money that you have in your checking account. So that's the first tip for today. Really look into that book, The Richest Man in Babylon, and also set up that automatic payment today and get your savings going. The number 2 tip, and it's actually a really important one, it's a really simple one. Again, it's a really easy one to implement, and that is track all your expenses. Now, the reason why you actually want to track all your expenses is because it's really hard to know what to cut down, where to save money, how to save money, when you don't know where you're spending your money. You don't know where all your cash flows are going out. Whether you're spending too much on eating out. It could be something as simple as eating out, something as simple as, spending a bit too much money at lunch, or, on the weekends. It's really important to track your expenses and know what you're spending your money on before you can actually start saving money, right? You got to know what it is you're overspending on before you know what to cut back on, if that makes sense. You can start doing this simply by going over your bank statements now, and just going over your bank statements over the last month, and just seeing what are the common occurrences in your statements. What are you mostly spending your money on, weekly? Do you have too many subscriptions going? Are you eating lunch, spending too much money at lunch? Buying that coffee a little bit too often? Go over that last month and kind of track what your common expenses are, and then try to write them out and figure out where your money's going. And then moving forward for the next maybe 2 weeks or the next month, keeping at the end of the day or at the end of the week, go over your statement and start tracking where your money is going, and get a really good understanding of where all your cash is going, because that's really important when it comes to building a budget and saving money. Now, if you haven't already and you are enjoying the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It is a massive help and massive support to the channel, and of course it'll help me let me know what kind of videos you guys are enjoying, and I can bring more content like this to you. Now, the last tip is actually building a budget. Now, I know when it comes to building a budget, the first thing that comes to mind for a lot of people is they're thinking, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to like give up all the great things, I'm gonna have to sacrifice and give up eating the things that I like or doing the things that I like or going to places that I want to. That's not necessarily true, because you can look at a budget that way, or you can look at a budget as allocating your money a bit more efficiently. So what you can do with a budget and how you can look at it is, instead of looking at it as a big sacrifice, you can look at it as you can actually cut down by understanding where your money's going. You can actually cut down on the things you don't really like and allocate that money to the things you truly enjoy in life. Instead of if you're someone that likes to go out on the weekends and you're a bit more sociable and you like to go out to eat, then you can actually look at your spending throughout the week and you find, I'm buying 2 cups of coffee a day, or a $5-6 coffee every day, and I'm buying lunch. I'm eating I'm buying lunch at the cafe near work every day. Instantly there you can take that, that's maybe $50-60 throughout that week. You can cut down on that and allocate that towards the weekend where you actually enjoy it more. Or if you want to spend that money going out and paying for experiences, if that's something you truly enjoy, then you can find things that you just kind of leaking money in your throughout the week, and just be more efficient with that and allocate that towards things that are actually going to bring you joy in your life. So that's one way to look at a budget. But in setting the actual budget itself, I personally like to use something called a zero-sum budget. Now, a zero-sum budget is basically, what I've done is I already have a very firm understanding of what my fortnightly expenses are, what my monthly expenses are, my bills, my rents, what I spend on groceries, what I spend on eating out. I have a very firm understanding on that. And so what I do is, before the money comes in, before I actually get paid, I've already got every single dollar assigned. It's already been given a job. So say I get paid $1,000 a week, right? So I've already got, so that $1,000, 10% of that, I already know it's already gone into savings. So I have $900 to work with, right? And then before that money comes in, I already know I've assigned $200 to maybe groceries for the fortnight, and then another $200 to maybe going out and going to eat, and then I've got another $200 to rent for the fortnight, and so on and so on, right down until you've assigned every single dollar that's coming in from your paycheck. And the good thing about this is, because you've assigned and given every single dollar a job, you know that there's nothing that's going to come up, there's no surprises that's going to pop up. Obviously, you might want to plan for emergencies, have a little bit aside for, maybe emergency doctor's visit, which is usually about $10 to $50, but you've already accounted for things like that. And because you've assigned every dollar a job, it gives you a lot of peace of mind. You can actually go out and spend money on those things, knowing that you're not going to run into any surprises. But that's just one way to budget, and that's just one really quick example of a budget that I would use, that I currently use. However, it doesn't take away, it might not work for you. There's so many other different ways and so many other different types of budgets out there, but that might work better for you. But the point is, it's really good to get one in place and to have one in place, because it builds those good habits with money, and also it does give you a lot of peace of mind knowing that you've got all your bills taken care of, and you can also enjoy do the things that you actually enjoy throughout the week. So that's the third and final tip. All of these are super easy. You can actually implement them today. You can actually start doing them today, and you'll immediately notice a difference in the first week of trying these out. So guys, let me know if you have tried these out, or if you are using a zero-sum budget, or if you've read the book Richest Man in Babylon. Let me know down below some tips that you're currently using to save money quicker. As always appreciate you watching this far. If you do like this kind of video, if you're enjoying the content so far, I have on the screen now, click on them for videos that will help you get a little bit better with not only money but also investing. But until the next one, really appreciate your time today, guys. We'll see you then.